welcome to Over 55. The previous segment was not done today, as you probably guessed. There's a little bit of snow out there today, and we did this one earlier in the year at Port Stanley when it was a really nice day out. I'd like to introduce my guest, Christine Newland. Hello, Christine. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Christine is from Orchestra London. That was one of her I guess jobs.
Yes.
Now you're sort of changing. Well,
my principal job.
Yeah, your principal job. I don't know if that's the one that's paying any money, but I know Orchestra London is always challenged with
Yes.
keeping their artists paid.
Yes, it's hard. It's difficult in the arts.
And you're a cello
yes.
player.
I'm the principal cellist of the orchestra.
And they call you the cello chick.
My husband calls me the cello chick.
Well, that's a good thing. Then. We'll just leave it there. A little bit about Christine that I think the whole audience would really enjoy. Christine not only is a lead cello player for Orchestra London, but she's played all around the world. She's done a 6-week concert in Japan. Yes. She's been on CBC and BBC. She did a private or a solo here for the London Orchestra as a fundraiser. A friend gave you a $6 million Stradivarius.
Yes, that was quite an honor. It was an instrument that was purchased because this particular gentleman had seen the movie Hillary and Jackie and fell in love with the cello as a result, and purchased a very beautiful Stradivarius. Wow. And when he found out that I was personal friends with Jacqueline Dupre when I was a teenager, right. He offered to let me use this beautiful cello in order to help raise funds for Orchestra London back in 2000 when we were going through some difficult times.
And you raised $100,000.
$100,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great. And I mean,
wonderful.
I don't know if I'd even want to hold a $6 million cello.
It was a little scary when I first got it because you know, I certainly didn't want anything to happen to it. It was a very, very special thing.
So that must be, I mean, a special part. I mean, people all their lives that play instruments and that never get probably ever to even see one,
to come close to one. Actually, the first Stradivarius I saw was when I was 17, and that was Jacqueline Dupre's. Wow. And she actually insisted that I play it. I was nervous about doing it, but I did. So
you have a connection to Stradivariuses then.
Yeah,
well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, your sort of second career and or co-career is doing art. You're an artist.
Yes. Now, this is something that I did when I was a student, and I had to make a choice between music and art. And because things were really going in the music end of things, I decided to pursue music and got into it as a profession and just sort of left my art behind. But it's always something that I wondered, you know, if I could do this still. You know, I used to sketch people's portraits when I was a kid.
You do portraits, and I read that you like to do animals as well.
I love doing animals. So I am an animal nut. I have 3 dogs and 3 cats and a horse. And a horse. And I've done portraitures of all of them. And your horse Kyla? Kyla. Is it Kyla? Yeah, beautiful Arabian. Arabian. I had her for about 23 years now.
Wow. And I think we've got her on the screen, and you giving her a kiss?
Oh, that's
or just holding
Kyla
her?
And myself,
That's great. Yeah. So it's sort of a self-portrait. So is there... The majority, does it switch to, is there a preference, not a preference I guess, but do people come to you, is it more portrait or is it more animals?
It's probably more portraits. Okay. But I like to do, I don't know, I like to challenge myself and try as many different subjects as possible. I've done, I did a portrait of Chick Corea, a jazz artist, and it's hanging in Aeolian Hall. Wow. I donated it to them because I love the hall and the people who run it, and I love going to concerts there. Yes. And I did a portrait of Leonard Cohen and donated it to a fundraiser that Aeolian Hall was having, and they sold it. That's amazing. Maybe we can look at some of your portraits on, or some of your oh, this is this one's actually hanging at the Masonville branch of the public library right now. Who is it? I have 3 of my paintings there. It's for Art from the Heart, which is a fundraiser for the Amabile boys and men's choirs. Okay. And this is a bobcat. Now, there's a young man that, Eric Ash, who's involved with helping to save the tiger, an endangered species. And I just ended up doing a whole bunch of cat portraits. Bruce Coburn, yeah, he's signed it for me. And I did several portraits of Bruce.
Now, looking at some of these pictures,
That's it. A watercolor, that one.
You're an artist. It seems like a lot of your art's going to help charities too.
Well, I like to do that. It makes me feel good to try and help, and you know, it's something I can do,
Right.
and I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing it. So it's great.
It's nice that you're giving back. That's the nice part.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any do you have a showing, say, at the arts is it the Arts Center on Dundas Street?
Do I have a show?
Would you do like
Do I do
shows
shows?
there of your portraits?
I haven't done an official show other than right now, like I said, at the London Public Library.
Okay.
I'm going to be involved with the Painted Violins project in March. I've already finished the violin. There might be a picture of this coming up somewhere. I don't know, but I did John Lennon and Yoko Ono on the back side, and on the other side is whimsical cat with mice. Cat sleeping and mice crawling down the fingerboard.
So that's going to come onto an art auction?
Yes, it's going to be auctioned at the Museum London.
Okay, Museum London.
And that's to raise money
There
for
it is.
Orchestra London. And there it is. That's the front side. And then
Now, did they have one of the like Joseph donate one of his violins or something?
no, these are all beat up old violins
Okay.
that were donated to the
Okay.
orchestra for this purpose.
Okay.
And I think there were a dozen artists that were invited to participate in this, and our principal flautist Anna Lee Matrakis is doing one as well. And
so there's a lot of people in the
talented
orchestra that are.
Yes.
Yeah, I know they're all talented.
Yeah, Ian Franklin did one last year, and very, very stunning, very beautiful.
Now, is this published anywhere that we all can know about it? Or
yeah, actually, the Beat is going to be talking about this, and I think they're going to be using one of the violins for their front cover.
It's been great talking to you. Time just flies by. I love your art. I know I love your music. I'll see you Saturday night at Orchestra London at the Jeans and Classics. It's you guys put on a great show.
It's a fun time.
I wish everybody would come and see it.
Like a big party, isn't it?
It is. It's fun and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on our show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining Over 50-55, and we'll see you next time.